Hey there, thanks for joining me today. This is Laura Lynn with Keep Inking Up. I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up in San Antonio, Texas. And today I wanted to share some coloring techniques on how I colored these cute little sheep in these cards that I've shared in previous videos. These little sheep are from a stamp set that is going to be coming next Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021, and will be available to earn for free with a $50 order until the end of September 2021. So isn't this a cute stamp set? I just love these little sheep. They're just so adorable. And I've shared these cards before, and what I wanted to do was share how I colored them to look as white as possible. My goal was to create white sheep, so I wanted to give you some tips on what I learned while trying to color these sheep. So I'm going to set those aside. Now first you'll notice that I have my deluxe foam mat. If you follow me at all, if you're a subscriber, again, welcome to another video. If you are a subscriber, I'm so glad that you're supporting me. But I do tend to use my deluxe foam mat that is meant for the Stamparatus, but I just find that I get the best quality of stamped images whenever I use this. You don't have to use it with a red rubber stamp like this particular stamp set. Here's my stamp already mounted. It is a red rubber clear mount stamp set. So this is not necessary, but I just feel like I get the best images, so I just always use it. So I have my deluxe foam mat. I have my sheep already mounted on a clear block, and I'm going to pull in a piece of our basic white cardstock, because my goal was to get a white sheep, but you don't have to stamp on white, but I just like to. And then I am going to stamp my sheep in the gray granite ink. Now we're going to be coloring the sheep in with our Stampin' Blends, and Stampin' Blends are alcohol markers. Whenever you're going to be coloring with alcohol markers, whether it's our Stampin' Blends or any other brand of alcohol markers, you do need to use a water-based or dye-based ink. Now most of the time you'll hear people recommend that you need to use Tuxedo Black Memento ink, and yes you do if you want a black ink, but you don't have to use black ink if you don't want to. I didn't want to use black because I wanted a cuter, softer sheep image, so I decided to use gray granite. So this is a water-based ink, our classic ink pads. So I am going to stamp my sheep right here on the piece of our basic white. I'm gonna go ahead and close this up. I'm only stamping a sheep. And then I'm going to bring in a variety of my Stampin' Blends. And like I said, these are my alcohol markers. I'm going to use the light and the dark of the Petal Pink. Whenever you order our alcohol markers, they do come in pairs, a light and a dark, just like this, and that helps to create blending really easily, or shading really easily. So I'm going to use the bullet tip on each marker. You'll see a wide band and a thin band, and the thin band is the bullet tip. And I'll go ahead and take this off so you can see that the brush tip is on the wider band, but I like to use the bullet tip. So I'm going to go ahead and get these two ready. And I like to start with the dark. Now this is just a personal preference. You can color however you would like, but I'm going to color his face. Now I don't know anything about sheep. I don't know that sheep have pink faces, but I just think pink faces makes them look kind of cute. So I'm going to color around on the face, around the eyeball, leaving the eyeball white. And I'm going to color it on the bottom of the chin. And I'll go all the way around the eyeball. So I have the dark all the way around the eye and up next to the edge of the hairline, I guess, the fur. And then I'm going to take the light Petal Pink, and I'm going to, in circular motions, blend along the edge of that line of the dark, and then go over the rest of the face. And that way I get a nice blended look. And it'll, as it dries, it'll blend and look lighter. And then I need to make sure that you always put the caps back on your markers so they don't dry out. They are alcohol, they will dry out. So there's his face. Isn't that cute? It just has a little bit of shading. And if you want, and I think I do want to, you can go back in with the dark and add a little bit of dark on there just to define that face a little more. And I think that really helps. Oops, hopefully you can see how that really defines the face quite a bit. Now I tried a bunch of different things for the hoofs. I tried using black, and I tried using the gray granite, and I ended up deciding that I liked the dark smoky slate. the light smoky slate, you could still see the definition of the stamp. You'll see when I color this, and I'm not doing any fancy blending, I'm doing simple coloring over the hoofs, and I lose the little line in the middle of the hoof, but I felt that the light was just a little too light. And again, this is all personal preference. I recommend that you just get out your blends and try whatever you'd like. I'm just sharing what I liked, the goal that I was looking for in the appearance of my sheep. And I achieved what I was looking for, so I wanted to share that with you. Okay, so next I'm going to do the legs and the ear with the dark and light of the gray granite. Now I put these stickers on. They do not come with these large stickers, but with my aging eyes, I need to be able to read the name a little bit. Here's the name on here, and it's quite a bit smaller. So I just put stickers on mine to help me. So I'm going to again use the fine tip, the bullet tip on both the light and the dark of the gray granite. And I'm going to take the dark first, and I'm just going to go along the edge of the legs on one side of the leg to try to make them look dimensional. And then I'm going to go a little bit on the end of the ear too. And then I'll go back with the light and go over the line and fill in the rest of the leg and the ear. And this is just trying to get a little bit of dimension to the legs. Not a lot of detail, but there you go. So then I've got need to put my caps back on. Let me make sure I get the right ones. Okay, so this is the light cap. And you need to hear that snap to make sure they're on nice and tight so they don't dry out. And now is the part that I really wanted to share, and that is how to keep my sheep looking extra white. And to do that, I'm going to use Dark Pool Party and my color lifter. Now my Dark Pool Party marker happens to be old. I use them a lot, so I color with them a lot, and so my bullet tip is a little bit dry, so it doesn't give enough color. So I'm actually going to use the brush tip, but I would prefer to use the bullet tip, but just because my marker is old and getting dried out. And I do have one on order, so it'll be coming soon. But I'm going to take the brush tip, and because it's brush tip, I'm just going to try lightly go along these lines where the artist has told us there's a little bit of shadow. And then I'm going to go barely along the edge of the body, just at the bottom and the end, leaving the top alone, because the sun would be hitting the top of the body. And I'm just adding a little bit of blue. It's harder to give a little bit with this brush tip, but that's why I prefer the blue tip. And I'm going to go a little bit below the ear to get a little bit of shadow. And then we'll come along the face and kind of go up to the top of his curl there. And that's all of the blue that I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and close that up. And then I'll take my color lifter, the bullet tip, and now I'm going to go circular motions along the edge of everywhere that I put that pool party. And this is just going to kind of fade out my brush stroke of the blend marker. But this light blue is just going to get a hint of the light color, and it'll help make the sheep look white. I know it doesn't make it look blue, although there's a little bit of a blue tinge, but it just kind of brightens it up a bit. And you just keep in circular motions, making that line go away, kind of blend it out and make it kind of fuzzy. Just keep going over all of the lines as much as you need to, and sometimes I need to wait a few minutes to see how much it has blended and if I need to do some more. It does take a while for you to see the effect sometimes. It looks like I still have some harsh lines, so I'm going to go back over it again. Just trying to get rid of the harsh edges. again, sometimes it just takes a little while for the alcohol to dry and for you to actually see the results of the work that you've done. Okay, I think that that's probably good. We need to let that dry. What I wanted to go ahead and show you is I've done quite a few of these, and I saved them in my case. I know I want to make a bunch of cards with these sheep, so I spent about an hour stamping and coloring and cutting, but you can see how white all of these sheep look and how the blue really, as it dries, it really fades and it just looks extra white. You can see how all of these look. I just did a whole bunch of them so I can make some cards with these. And hopefully you can see how that's kind of fading and looking really bright. You don't have to stamp on basic white, but like I said, because I wanted a white sheep, that's what I did. But you can use the same ink and blend markers and stamp on dark colors. This is a sheep stamped and colored on the gray granite. So I did not use the blue, because in this case, obviously, this is not a white sheep. So this is a gray one, but I still used the smoky slate on the hoofs and the gray granite on the legs and the ear, and then a little bit of the gray granite and the color lifter on the body to brighten it up. Still used the petal pink on the face that worked on the gray granite cardstock, so that's another option for you. You can color these however you would like. I just wanted to share how I got the kind of white looking sheep, because I know it sounds kind of weird to use blue, but it really does help them look white. And again, I'll pull in these cards that I've shared before so you can really see how they look like white sheep with their cute little pink faces. And here's this one. You can really see how they look white. Even though the background is white and the sheep is white, they look white because of that little bit of blue on there, and the blue is the pool party. And this is the pool party cardstock in the back. This is balmy blue for the blue sky. So anyway, I just wanted to share these tips on coloring the adorable little sheep. And remember, you will be able to earn this counting sheep stamp set starting next Tuesday, the 3rd of August. But only until the end of September. So if you would like to get this, make sure that you order it you place an order in the next 2 months to earn this for free. You'll earn this for free with a $50 order, and then the coordinating dies that I used to cut out this particular one is another product that you can earn for free with another $50 order. So these are the dies that cut out the 3 sheep images, and then you've got some additional images. This one cuts out the party hat. Oops, I think I just flipped over. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video on how to color your little sheep white. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.